So, good morning, Wake Forest Baptist family. I want to talk about how I'm reminded once again of the importance of showing up. I know we're in a time where it doesn't always feel safe to be around crowds, and some of you are taking advantage of watching online, and we want you to do that. But there's still something powerful about showing up. And I was reminded of that again Sunday afternoon. Kathy and I just got back from vacation, and quite frankly, we were trying to make the last to the very last minute. But we decided on a kind of a whim that we wanted to go to the concert that was here Sunday afternoon after all. And so we showed up at the last minute, sat up in the balcony like you normal people do, found out or was reminded of how uncomfortable the pews are, but enjoyed and loved the look of the new cushions as my knees were protruding into the pew in front of me. But then we took in the concert. Heather Sorensen, and something powerful started happening for me that it could not have happened, I don't think, if I had been at home watching on TV. And that was the Spirit was really speaking to me. I know, trust me, I know very well that many times you come to church, you go home no different than when you came. I know that happens. It happens for me. But every now and then, you never know when it's going to happen, that the Spirit really takes over. It's something more than just what you could have put together yourself takes place. And that happened for me Sunday afternoon. Heather Sorensen was so genuine. Her words were so authentic and spoke to what I find to be so true in life and where I am these days. And so not only was it powerful music, powerful voice, but the words just captured me and spoke to some places that I find myself in these days, and maybe you do too. The pandemic continues to go on, where the fatigue is real. I sense it, I hear it from you all the time. I feel it in my bones some days. It's just wearing me down sometimes, and I miss you. I want you so much to show up because I think there is a difference about being in community and being in the room. But two songs that she sang, just particularly some lyrics, just captured, and I'm thinking, that's me, that's my story. And one of them was a song called just simply Stained Glass. And she talked about from her own experience how God can take broken pieces and put them together to create a masterpiece, a piece of art. And I think we all have some brokenness in our lives these days. But God can take that and do something with it. I just want to share two of the stanzas from that song. And I really want to encourage you to go to our YouTube page and watch this and maybe let it speak to you. But just listen to these words. There's something of good theology, there's something that speaks to me. She said, who could have known that God would make art from glass stained and broken, from lives torn apart? Flooded with light, new colors reveal that in weakness he shines, and his beauty is made clear. Broken, shattered, stained, and scattered, gathered together in the artist's hand, a life left in pieces, brought to this place, a window of light, a portrait of grace. Isn't that beautiful that something shattered, stained, and scattered? Doesn't that feel like your life some days? It does mine. That God is doing something in that stained glass kind of way, the master creator, the master artist, still doing something with us. But then the next song, I thought, oh my gosh, this is my story these days. The pandemic has meant some real loss in my life. Some dreams I have for this church, dreams I have for people filling the pews, and so much activity. Some people who are friends that sometimes disappoint, quite frankly, as I'm sure I disappoint them. So many dreams that are shattered. But she has this song, Richer Than Before. And listen to this. And though the world should crash and burn, does that sound familiar? And though the world should crash and burn, I'm wealthy in the lessons learned. My table might be empty, but my cup is overflowing. My riches might be smaller now, but Lord, my faith is growing. And maybe I'm learning less is more. Maybe I'm richer than before. Part of my journey these days, and I hope for you, is somehow in giving up some things that I thought I needed. Maybe they were idols in my life. I'm learning to more and more discover the difference that having Jesus Christ in my life makes. Richer than before in some ways, discovering new truths about my dependence upon God. And maybe I'm learning less is more. Maybe you are opening other doors. Maybe this is time to be restored. So I invite you to show up, to be present, because you never know when God's Spirit is something going to show up and take over. Kathy and I sat up in that balcony, and I left a different person than when I came, but it only happened because I showed up. And I invite you to do that. We miss you at church. We have plenty of social distancing available, trust me. And we are continuing to be the people of God. And in that room on Sunday morning, and maybe this Sunday or some Sunday, if you show up, God will show up as well. So have a good day. Thanks be to God.